Welcome to From the Bridges to the Beaches. I'm Christopher Basile. If you're thinking about moving to South Jersey, buying, selling, or just trying to figure out where you actually want to live, you're in the right place. I'll give you the real story, what homes cost, what each town is really like, and how to make smart moves in today's market. No fluff, no BS, just real estate, real life, and real advice. Let's get started. Short pause. Picture this. You just won a multiple offer situation on a cute bungalow in Collingswood. You celebrated with coffee, told your partner, and maybe did a little happy dance, laughing. Then the lender calls. Appraisal came in $35,000 under contract. Heart drops. Now what? Do you scramble to bring cash, beg the seller, or quietly walk away and start hunting again? That gap matters. It's not just a line on paper. It changes how much the lender will lend and what you actually need to close. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do, what to say, and how to think about the trade-offs with South Jersey specific examples so you know what this looks like in Collingswood, Haddonfield, or Ocean City. First section, how appraisals work, why they miss the mark, and why a low appraisal can actually be useful. An appraisal is an independent professional opinion of value tied to what comparable sales comps show. Lenders use that number to protect their loan-to-value. But appraisal value isn't always the same as market value. Market value reflects what a buyer will pay today. Appraisal value reflects recent closed sales the appraiser can justify. So why do appraisals come in low? There are a few common reasons. Bad comps. Maybe the appraiser used sales from a different micro-neighborhood. Timing. Market moves fast, and appraisals lag, plus unique features or recent upgrades that aren't documented. In South Jersey, that could look like a Homa block from the Patco line being compared to a sale 2 miles away with different demand, or a renovated kitchen that wasn't well documented in the listing photos the appraiser relied on. Now the pros. Appraisals protect buyers and lenders. If a house is wildly overpriced in your financing, the appraisal prevents you from borrowing more than the house is worth to the lender. That's good. You don't want to be underwater, but a low appraisal also becomes a negotiation lever. If you're a seller and the appraisal is low, you may be motivated to provide stronger comps or offer seller concessions to keep the deal alive, especially in towns where inventory is tight and buyers are still ready to act. Second section, the reality, the real costs and trade-offs of each response, with simple math using South Jersey price ranges. Option 1, buyer brings more cash. Example. Contract price $420,000. Appraisal $385,000. Lender finances up to the appraised value. If you agreed to 5% down on contract, the lender now funds based on $385,000, so you need to make up the $35,000 gap plus any original down payment shortfall. That can be painful, but it keeps the deal. Option 2, renegotiate price. If the seller agrees to drop price to the appraisal, say to $385,000, the buyer's financed loan aligns and closing can proceed with original down payment plan. Seller takes a haircut. Buyer keeps financing intact. Option 3, seller credit or concessions. Seller can offer closing cost credits that lower buyer's cash need at closing, but credits can't make the lender loan more than appraised value. Credits help with closing costs, not fixing appraisal-based loan limits. Option 4, request a second appraisal or appraisal review. This costs money and can add days. In South Jersey, a second appraisal can pay off when comps were weak or the initial appraiser missed strong nearby sales, but lenders often resist ordering a second appraisal without clear justification. Option 5, walk. Sometimes the math or emotion means you step away. That's okay. Better than overpaying or stretching finances to a risky point. Which option is cheapest? It depends. Dropping price or seller credits cost seller time and money. Buyer bringing cash hurts the buyer's liquidity. Second appraisals cost a few $100s in time. Walks cost both sides, the lost transaction and emotional time. The smart move. Quickly run the numbers with your lender and agent and pick the option that keeps your financial risk acceptable. Third section. The insider tips. Exact scripts, what to pull for a comp rebuttal, and when to push for round 2. Scripts first. Use these word for word if you want a calm, clear approach. To your lender, email or call, "Hi, appraisal on 123 Main Street came in at $385,000. versus our contract price of $420,000. Can you confirm the lender's options for an appraisal review or a second appraisal and outline any timing or extra cost? Also, can you rerun the qualification with the appraised value so we know exact cash to close? Short pause. To the listing agent/seller, we want to keep this deal together. The appraisal came in low. Would you consider one of these options? Reduce to the appraised price. Provide a credit to help bridge closing costs. Or allow us to obtain a second appraisal. We can share the appraisal details and suggested comps. Short pause. How to pull stronger comps. Look for closed sales in the last 90 days inside the same micro neighborhood, not just the same zip code. Use similar finished square footage, similar lot size, and similar updates. If the appraiser missed a sale that was closer or more similar, highlight it, provide MLS sheets, closing statements if available, and photographs showing comparable interiors. Documentation that helps a comp rebuttal. Invoices for recent renovations, permits, contractor contact info, a list of recent upgrades with dates and costs, and any recent comparable sales that closed at prices the appraiser didn't consider. In South Jersey resort towns, also document seasonal price swings. A summer market sale in Ocean City can be different from a winter sale. When to push for a second appraisal. When you can prove the appraiser used poor comps or missed recent local sales, and when the dollar gap justifies the cost and time. If you're $5,000 under on a $300,000 house, it might not be worth it. If you're $30,000 under on a $600,000 Cape May property, a second look can be worth the expense. Medium pause. Before we move on to next steps, a quick legal and lender reminder. I'm sharing practical strategies, not legal or lending advice. Always run big decisions by your lender and attorney before signing anything. Short pause. If you want templates for the scripts I just gave you, comp checklists, and a sample email to request an appraisal review, I've put them all on the website. You'll find ready-to-use language for lenders, sellers, and agents, plus a checklist for pulling stronger comps in South Jersey towns. CTA. Head over to movingtosouthjersey.com to grab the Appraisal Gap Playbook. It includes scripts, comp checklists, and examples for towns from the Philly suburbs to the shore. Use those templates, then check with your lender or attorney for anything binding. Short pause. And if you want a quick consult about a specific appraisal gap, reach out through the site and we'll point you to the right next step. Thanks for tuning in to From the Bridges to the Beaches with Christopher Basile. If you're thinking about making a move in South Jersey, head over to movingtosouthjersey.com. You'll find guides on the best towns, home prices, and everything you need to get started. Until then, move smarter. Let's move smarter.